In this video, let's talk about how you can learn anything, most especially in the area of video editing, motion graphics, 3D, and anything in that category. For example, myself, I went to a film school and the only software I was taught how to use is Adobe Premiere Pro, and that was even on the surface level. After that, I went on and learned a lot of other things myself, like 3D, motion graphics, and any other thing that I can do. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you how you can learn any of these things on your own. Number one, you need to know what you really want. Emphasis on the word really. Yeah, you might know what you want. Yes, you want to learn video editing. Yes, you want to learn 3D. You want to learn motion graphics. But the thing is, each of these topics, under them, they have different areas. So you need to know which one you really want. And if you want everything, then just pick an area to start with, and after that, you move on to other areas. For example, in 3D, we have 3D modeling, we have animation, we have rigging, we have texturing, and a lot of other areas. If you have to learn all of these things at the same time, you end up knowing none of them, or it will take you a very long time before you can even know how to do one very well. So it is always good to pick a particular area. Maybe modeling, for example. Once you are good with modeling, you know how to model your stuff very well, then you can move on to animation, or you can move on to texturing. Before you know it, you'll have covered all the area, and then you'll be able to do almost anything in that category. Number two, now you are sure of what you want to do, you have chosen a particular area you focus on. Now it's time for you to choose your learning resources. This particular area is very important because if you go wrong here, it will affect everything you learn along the line. So there are online platforms that will give you online courses like Skillshare, Udemy, and so many others. This is not a sponsored video, but these are one of the most popular platforms that will provide you with good online courses. And then let's say you don't have money, then you can go to YouTube. There is a lot you can learn on YouTube. You can either choose a particular channel to follow, or you can learn from different channels. But you just have to be careful, and you need to know how to filter whatever you learn, because a lot of information will be thrown at you and it can be overwhelming, or sometimes you are learning from different people and you can become confused. So you need to be very careful and learn how to filter whatever you are learning. You can learn enough on YouTube to get you started in your journey. Number three, now you know what you want, you've chosen your learning resources, it is time for you to create your learning time and your learning process. So let's say every day you decide to learn for 1 hour. Choose a particular time, for example, let's say 3 to 4 p.m. and follow it up. Be disciplined about it. Every day, make sure you do it. And when that time comes, put your phone aside, put every distraction aside, and focus just on your learning. This area is not easy, most especially when you have a lot of distractions or you have a lot of things you do with your time. But this will pay off at the end of the day. You just have to make that sacrifice, create that time, and follow it up. No matter what happens, try to do it every day until it becomes a part of you. And before you know it, you will have learned a lot of things without knowing you've learned a lot of things. Does that make sense? Well, you get what I mean. And then for your learning process, we have different ways of learning. So let me share with you how I do my own. Maybe it can help you. What I do is when I get a particular tutorial I want to watch, without doing anything, without being distracted, I watch it from beginning to the end. I try to focus on it. I try to understand the general idea and the process without doing anything. And then after that, I watch it again the second time and take down notes. Now that is the time to write it in your own way. The person teaching you might have a certain way of putting it or a certain way of saying it, or you note it down in your own understanding in a certain way that even without watching that video, if you take your notes, you understand the process and you can achieve whatever it is you've written down. And then the third thing I do is I get into the software and try to practice what I have learned. So step one, watch the whole video without doing anything. Step two, watch the video again and take down notes in your own understanding, the way you will understand it. And then step three, try to create whatever it is that you have learned. Basically, those are the three ways. A quick tip, there are a lot of online communities for almost anything. Most especially platforms like Facebook have community for everything. So if you are doing 3D, video editing and all of that, there are communities for you. If you are using a particular software, there are communities for that software. So join them, and from there you can have solution to almost any problem you have. If you are facing a particular problem, go to the community and drop the question there. There will be someone that can answer it for you. So the tip is, look for a community to join. It will always be of help. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.